Hi, we are talking about dolls today, specifically about Barbies. We all know that Barbies could be hundreds, potentially thousands of dollars if they're vintage, if they're in good condition, and of course if they're purchased for the right price so you can resell them for the right price. I went to the store not too far away from my house and I bought several dolls. All of them say 1966 Mattel, and then the prices were between $4 and $10 each. So I thought I hit a jackpot. I really thought that I could buy them and resell them on eBay for quadruple the price, or potentially even find a gem in the pile of this and make a payment for rent or something. That's not gonna happen. I would be lucky if I got my money back from the dolls. However, I learned something. Here are some dolls. Some of them I purchased in the store and some of them I actually got from a toy box in our house. Can you tell me which one is the oldest? Can you tell me which one is the youngest? Anybody? Anybody? Now, here's the challenging part. All of them say 1966 on the back. The mold was made in 1966. It has not been changed since then. So the body, the chest, and the stomach of the doll, this part right here, has not been changed since 1966. They're still using the same mold, and so they have to put the date here, 1966. People often mistake this date for the date the actual doll was made. I was one of those suckers until recently, and so is the vendor that made this ticket that says 1966 Mattel. No, it was not made then. Here's another doll. This is obviously a newer doll. If you look in the back of it, it says the same thing, 1966 Mattel. See, let's do this one with fancy hair. Look at it one, and guess what? It made in 1966 as well. No, it is not. But people who don't know any better think it is. So, I learned something, and this is the secret. You have to look underneath the hair of the doll to see the actual age. For example, this doll was made in 1991, and the writing is right here, right at the base of the head, where the head starts. That's where the truth lies. Have it at the base of their head, right here. So this doll is only 20 years old. Not vintage, not collectible, and in this shape, worth nothing, worth about 50 cents. Okay, for example, this doll also has 1966 in the back, but if you look underneath her hair, at the base of her head, it says 1978, which is 12 years later. So, by this time, Mattel made a lot of dolls, and they're not as collectible, and they're definitely not as rare as the older dolls, as the more vintage dolls. Right here. So, this doll, worth about $4, what I bought it for. See right there, the ticket? That's all it's worth. A few dolls made in 1990s do not have a mark on the back, like this one doesn't have anything in the back, but you can tell by the facial features that it's a newer doll. There's one doll, let me see which one, that actually does not have marks on its head, but it has marks on its neck. Ah, this one. This doll does not have marks on its head, but it does have marks on the very, very top of her neck. This doll has it right at the top of the neck, and you have to have a really good light to see it. But with this light I can see that this doll was made in 1976. Again, not 1966 like it says on the ticket and it says on the back. So, a lesson I learned today: know what you're buying. Do just a tiny bit of research, because if I have done that, I wouldn't have purchased a lot of dolls that are worth nothing. It's a good lesson to learn. I will look in the back of the head and the neck next time I look at the Barbie doll. Another lesson: they have to be in good condition. There are very few dolls, very few vintage dolls that are worth money if they're not in perfect condition. I have heard of a story that just the head of a Barbie doll was sold for $900. The body was messed up, but the head was in good condition, and that was worth $900. Now, oftentimes, most of the time, that will not happen. You'll need to have a full doll in good shape before it's worth much money. So this tangled mess, not so much. Anyway, so here's my haul of all the dolls I bought and lost money on, but I hope you learned something with me. See you next time.